Hello and how are you? My name is Mahindo Mbarak, and in this video I'm going to showcase to you the online exam management system. It is a system that will be managing exams online, just like the way it states. So without wasting much time, we are going to go to the link of the system, which is I've located it at ugnews24.info/OEMS online management system. So that's where I'll go. I hope you can see the link here. ugnews24.info/OEMS. So when you visit the link, this is what you'll see, or what you land on. I'm going to make this video simple and straightforward and short as well. So without wasting much time, the system has got 3 different users levels. It has 3 user levels, or 3 user access levels. The first user type is an administrator. The administrator is the one who will be responsible for controlling the system. The second user type is an instructor, or we can call them a teacher or a lecturer, but in the system we are referring to them as an instructor. He's the one who will be responsible for taking care of the course as well as marking exams of a certain course. Then the last one is a student, and he's the one who will be doing the exam basically and checking the results. So those are 3 different access levels: the administrator, the teacher, and the student. So we are going to test all the levels. So we'll begin with the teacher level. So to log in as a teacher, I've created a sample user. We're beginning with the administrator level because he's the one who can control the whole system. So I've created a sample admin user, but you can add more and as many as possible. So to log in as administrator, I can log in as admin. Let me zoom in so that you can see clearly. Just admin _1. So it's admin1. Password is 1234. Admin _1. Then password is 1234. Then I log in. Otherwise, if you enter wrong credentials, the system is secured. It will not allow you in. So that is the landing page of the administrator. With time, we can put here maybe statistics, the number of students who are there, the number of teachers, exams that are not done, exams which are done. That's summary of statistics. With time, we can put them there. But for now, this is how we have made it so far. So here we will have the navigation menu that will help you to navigate through the system simply. We're having the admin dashboard, that is the main home page. We're having the groups, we're having users, subjects, questions, results, students, feedback, and system configuration or system settings. Others are not implemented yet because of time, but the most crucial one, which are important, are already implemented. So here having also other important links, and if you want to log out, your profile will be here, even profile, but it is not implemented yet. But if it is log out, you can log out using these buttons. So with that much said, now let's start testing unit by unit. So first of all, the system will be having an instructor and a student and a group. So a group, it will be like kind of a course. You can call it a course, or you can call it a group that will be admitting students, and under that group is where you can set exams, and it's where the student can also be grouped together and know the exams that they will be doing. So since a group will need an instructor, so because it needs like a class teacher, a group, so it will need an instructor, a main teacher. That's what I mean. Since each group will need an instructor, so it means that we cannot create a group before we create a what? Before we create an instructor. And since groups will need students, of course again we can't create a group before we do what? We create a student. So we're going to begin by creating an instructor, or we're going to begin by creating the students, and after creating those we'll be able to do what? We'll go and proceed and create a what? A group, and from that group we can assign the main teacher, as well as students under that group. You can call it a course, you can call it a group. So let me create one. Okay, so to create one, I'll simply come here under groups and then click on add new course. I call it course, I call it group, it's almost the same. So I click here, add new course, to load and to bring us here. So you can see here, creating new group. So I'm going to give this group name. So this group name is a course name, like people who are doing a particular course. For example, you can see examples of the group names that I had created before. This is BIT first year semester 2020 final. So you create a group name like that will relate to the course and the exam that people are going to do. So let me create a new one. I can borrow an idea here by simply copying this text, and then I click on add new group. So here, enter group name. So this is going to be a group that people will be able to assign exams for them in. So let me say maybe this is B bachelor's of education, B bed, for example. I don't know how to call it. Okay, let me create just a simple name. This is simple group. Okay, so it can be here a certain course, a certain course, and then you can even give an exam name. For example, mid exam or final exam or whatever exam. Okay, so because this group you're creating them for what? For exam. So after creating the group name, I'll have to give an instructor who will be responsible for this group. And so to do that, I'll simply come here under instructor and do what? Oh, just like the way I said, you have to first create an instructor first. But okay, so let me show you how to create an instructor. You simply come to users, because an instructor is a user. So click on user and click on add new instructor to process, and it take us to a place where I can add new instructor. So creating new user, so I can give this instructor name. So let me give this instructor name. For example, I can say is Kule. Okay, let me put one of my friends. I'm saying her last name Adinan, and then username, maybe let me put teacher 5. So he will log in using these credentials. So here I create the credentials that the teachers will use to log in. So I'm giving him a username that he'll use to log in, teacher 5, and then I also create for him a password. So let me make it simple, 1 2 3 4. Then I can say user type. Now you see here, it is where you select the user type. Like I told you that there are 3 different access levels. So we have a teacher, a student, and the administrator. So if I'm to add a student, you just come here, still you do the same procedure, and that you will do it by yourself. Okay, so this one is a teacher, so I'll select it as a it is a teacher. Then I give this teacher maybe registration number. Okay, and then I write the phone number for this teacher if it is there, if he has a phone number, and write the email for this teacher. Maybe I can say teacher 5 at gmail.com, for example. I'm giving an example. Okay, I give you the teacher's address. I can even give the teacher's photo here. Let me say this is the teacher, so let me select this photo. So I've given this teacher a photo. So you see, that's the information. So if I'm to add a student, it is still the same procedure, but the only difference is here at user type I'll change to student. If I'm to create another administrator that will help me to manage the system, it is the same procedure, but the difference is you'll put here administrator. So I'm going to select, leave it as what, as a teacher, and then I click on submit. It will process and will get new user was added successfully. It is not responsive yet, but you can see here we're having all the users, all the users. We're having the users here listed, and you can see the user that we have just created here is here at the last. Okay, is here, this very last user. So you can see here the user types. Okay, you have only one admin, but you can add as many as possible, and they're having 3 students and maybe 3 teachers. Okay, so you can see the user types here with different colors. The view and edit and delete is not implemented yet, but it can be implemented. So that's it. So after creating these users, you can add students, you can add what, just using the same steps. So after adding the teachers and students, let us go ahead and do it and create a group. So to create a group, you simply come to group, and then you come to add new group. Let's say add course, but you can create it before add some students. So I'm going to give this group a name that I was giving it, simple group midterm. So maybe it can be a course name and midterm, because these people will be will do exams in form of their courses that they do. So a group name and then course name and then the exam name. So you can just find a format, how you can format by your own. Then I give an instructor or the invigilator, the main person who will be responsible for these exams. I select him from here. You can see where it is instructor. So that's why I told you that you have to first do what? You have to first create instructors. So you can see there is not anyone that is listed here. Not all of them that are listed here. Only teachers are the ones that are listed here. So I can select this teacher, the one that I just created, to become instructor of this course. Then after, I'll have to decide when the exam will start, these exams. So I select here on the calendar. Maybe I can say they'll start next week. I'll select when they will end. Maybe let me select maybe next month. Okay, on 7th. So after setting this, I can write now the group description, details about groups, just some details, a few details about this group. So after doing that, I'll have to submit, and then this group will do what? Will be created. You can see the group was created successfully, and you can see here that we have got one more group with the name of simple group midterm. So after doing this, now this group, remember, it has only teacher and an instructor, but this group is still vacant. We have not admitted students there. So even if you set an exam to it, no one will be able to do the exam. So we have to admit students in this group. We have to add students in this group, so that they should be able to do exams that will post in this group or that will assign to this group. So to do that, I'll simply click on view to view these groups. So I have this group. First of all, here I have the group summary. The group name is here. Okay, is here. Then the group instructor, you can see the instructor's name is here. Then the subjects that are in this group, there is no subject yet, and there is no any student in this group yet. Now here we have the list of the subjects, the list of students in this group, the list of exams that are created in this group. So let us first add a subject in this group. So to add a subject, you have to create a subject first. Okay, so that is like a single subject. Remember, there is a course and a subject. A course is the general thing, and then a subject is a unit that is being done in what, in particular course. So I click on subjects to first create a subject, because we cannot add a subject to a group before we create it first. So I click on a subject. Let me click on, you see examples of subject that I created. So I click here on new subject to create a new subject. Let me say biology, for example. So biology, and then I give the subject code, maybe it is bio 110, for example, and then I can give here the subject details. Subject details. But remember, this subject is not assigned to anyone. It is independent on its own until we add it to a what, to a course. Then this subject will be assigned to a particular teacher, but at this moment it has no teacher because it's just an independent subject and it can be taught in different classes or different courses. So I'll click on what, on submit, and then we'll see we've got one more subject, which is biology, and its details here. Okay, so you cannot edit for now. So I've created this subject. Now after creating a subject, now let us go and add some subjects here. We'll add them to what, to the group that we created. So I'll come here to group, okay, and then come here to our new group that we just created, and then you see there's no subject, there's no student, but it only has the instructor and the name. Let us add a subject here in this group. So to add a subject, but remember I've already created it, so I'll just add here some subject. So click on add what, add subject. So once I click there, it will process and it will ask me to select a subject that I want to add in that group. So I'll click here and select biology, for example, and then I assign an instructor that will be responsible for teaching or for taking care of this course in this particular group. I repeat, I'm going to assign an instructor or a teacher that will be responsible for taking care of this course in this group, because a course can be one and can be taught in different courses. I mean, a subject can be one and can be taught in different courses, but when it is being taught in different courses, can be either taught by the same teacher or by different teachers. That's why when I'm creating a subject, I'm not adding it to a particular teacher, but I add it to a particular teacher when I am doing what, when I am assigning it to a particular course. So here I have a list of the instructor that we created before. Let me say for example that one, and then say submit, and then to process, and you see that I've added one subject, and you can see it is counting now one to this particular group. And you can see here in the table of subjects that are being taught in this group, there is one there's one subject. I can even add more. Let me add another one. Let me add maybe Islamiyat, and I say maybe an instructor. Still the same instructor can teach in the same course, but let me add a different instructor. So we now have how many? We now have two different instructors, two different courses in this two different subjects in this particular course. So after doing that, now next is to add some students in this course or in this group, because this group is still vacant. We have not added any student there, as you can see here. So to add some student, just simply click on add new student. Okay, so I'll select a student. This is a student. Remember how we created a student under users, and then user type student. Let me add here some student. I'll add this student. I'll add another one. Okay, now I have one student. I'll add no, that is exam. Let me select another student. Now I have one student. Let me add maybe at least two. So I'll add that one. Now I have two students. Okay, I think those are enough for testing. So I've assigned also student in this group. So now we have finished setting up our system. We created the groups in form of courses. Then these groups were given them to particular instructors. We created subjects in form of independent subjects that will be taught in different classes, and we added this subject to different groups under the supervision or responsiveness of what, or under the responsibility of different teachers, and how you saw. Now it's time now to create to create the exam, because once you finish setting up, now you have to do what, to create exams to particular groups. So to create an exam, of course, an exam will be under a group. So I have to come to groups, and then I select a particular group that I want. So this is this is a group, and I'm going to add add an exam. You can see here there is no exam so far. So to add exam, you just simply navigate down and you see add new exam, and then you click on and add new exam. And when you click on add new exam, it will bring you to this page. So administrator is the one who will be adding new exam, and then the teacher maybe can edit or add questions to this exam. Also as well, administrator can also as well add questions to exam. So let me select the subject that is going to be having this exam. Now you can see here we have only the subject of this particular group. Let me say maybe biology. Let me give the exam name. So maybe I can say midterm exam biology. I can say biology midterm. Okay, so you can just see how you give your own names, renaming. So after creating the exam, I have now to give the password to this exam. So the student who will do this exam, they'll have to enter this password. If they enter correct password, then they will not be able to do the exam. So you can email this exam to right students who are responsible for doing this exam. So here is the exam status. I can either activate or deactivate the exam. If the exam is deactivated, a student cannot attempt it. If the exam is activated, then the student can can attempt the exam. So here I select the date when the exam will be taken. Let me say today. So after selecting the date, I give the time for the exam. How long will the exams take? What is the time for the exam? Maybe I can say it will take maybe 60 minutes. Okay, so the time for exam is 60 minutes, and then I give this exam maximum mark. I can give it maybe 100, the last mark, and then I can give the pass mark. So in case you want to see who is passing, who failed, in case you want to generate a report of student who passed and failed, or those statistics, we need this standard pass mark. So I can, for this particular exam, so let me give here some pass mark. Maybe I say if you're beyond 45, I'll consider you passed, and if you're less than 45, I'll say you failed. Then I can give details about this exam. Okay, so after doing that, or how to submit. Okay, first you have to submit first to save this exam. So I click on submit to process. So I should get this message that says new exam was created successfully, and here I should get the word save changes. Okay, so by doing that, you'll see that a new exam has been created in this group, and here it was creating new, and just into updating. And you see I cannot change again a few things such as subject. I cannot change exam name, so these are fixed now. I can activate it, but I can activate it. I can change the password, I can change the date, I can change the minutes, the time, I can change the mark, I can change the what, I can change the pass mark, but the subject, the exam name, these are locked. Okay, and I can change the instructions. For example, you have to write the instructions: don't go to the browser while doing the exam, avoid copying, doing what and what. So you can write here the exams. the instructions that the student should follow while doing the work, while doing the exam. And I can do like this. If I want to save changes, I simply click here, and the changes will do what? Will be saved, as you can see. So after doing that, now I have to create questions. I have to add question in this exam. So to add a question, now we have here two buttons. We don't use this add question before you save. So we have two buttons here. So we'll have to add a what? Add a question. So add a question, click here on this drop down, and then you'll see different types of questions. We have three different types of question. We have an objective question, we have a structured question, and a file upload question. An objective question is the one that will have options either true or false, and then we have a structured question. This is the one that will need a student to explain or write a paragraph or an essay. Then we have an upload question, is a question that we may need to create a file from a student. For example, it is a mathematical question. The student can write on a paper. After writing on the paper, then they upload those files. Or if it is a question that we need maybe a submission of PDF, a submission of Word document, a submission of any file, it will have to be an upload file. Then the student will go to upload the what? A file. So there are three types of questions. We're going to test all of them. So let me create an objective question. So I click here, and then I'll get this dialog that will allow me to create an objective question. So let me get here some question. I had already prepared some questions, and I also tell you, I recommend to you before you start setting the sample or the setup, prepare some questions. Prepare some questions so that your example should look real. Otherwise, if you put here some garbage, then the teacher or your instructor may not get your point and may not get some good mark. So I'm going to put here the question. So I had prepared here some questions. Let me get this question. So biology, paste it there. Then I write the options. It is an objective question, remember. So the first option, maybe let me put 96.5. The second option, so this is where the student will select from, and the third option, and then the last option. So after putting those, I'll have to do what? To put a correct answer. Remember, in future we may want to maybe make this system automatic, so it will be considering from the correct answer and what the student answered to automatically mark exams. So let me say the correct answer is number 3. So after doing that, I will have to give this question a name. Okay, I have to name this question. Maybe number 1A, number 1B, number 2B, something like that. Okay, so I can just save this one number 1, but you can as well put number 1A, number 1B, number 1C, something like that. So I give this question a name as number 1. Okay, then after setting this question name, I'll give the mark for this question. I see, remember when you're saving this exam, you said that it is the pass mark or the maximum mark is 100. So you see right now, since the first question, they're asking us to enter something which is less than what? Less than 100. And of course it cannot allow us to enter something more than 100 because we said that this exam is having a mark of 100. So let me say it is maybe 10 marks. Then after setting this, then you say add question. So it will process and it get notification that the question was added successfully. And if you scroll down, you see you have here and exams, you have questions, and you have the question here. You can as well delete this question if you don't want it. Just click here and it will be gone. So let me add another question. Maybe let me add another objective question. Let me get this one. I'll add it here. I'll get the first option, I'll add it there. The second option, I'll add it here. The third option, I'll add it here. And the last option, I'll add it here. And then I select the what? I select the correct answer. it will be maybe at 2, and then I give the name of this question, maybe question number 2. Now see, it was 100 before, and right now it is telling we should enter something less than what? Less than 90. Why? Because we have already used the 10, okay, from the first question. So let me add 10, maybe also this question is 10. So you can see the process, and you see I have now 2 questions, the first one and the second one. Oh my god, I've just deleted it. Oh, okay, but you've got the concept. I click on delete. I've not implemented the warning part, so it just disappeared. Let me put here some random answers, and the question itself, and then the number of the question, of course number 2, and the correct answer maybe is at 1, and now for this question is 10. So add the question. I have now the question here. So to delete it, you click here, but be careful, when you delete it, it will be gone. You cannot retrieve it. So here is question number 2. It's just something that I missed, but it's supposed to be 2. I will fix that. Okay, so after setting this, I can add another question. Let us add another type of a question, a structured question. I've not added it. So structured question, let me just pick here some question, and then maybe I'll do what? I'll paste here the question. So this question is a structured question, so it does not need what? Objectives. So I'll just give it a mark, maybe it is 40 marks, and you see here the same, so I'll give it a name. I'll say number 2, so it can be number 3, sorry, it is number 3, so it can be number 3A, number 3B, it's just up to my naming. Okay, so I give this what? A mark. Let me give it maybe 40. Okay, and then say add the question. So you'll see now I have the question 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, I did a mistake, supposed to be 2, but no problem. So 1, 2 and what? And 3. Let us add another one, a last one, and this one is going to be an upload question. So click on upload. Now you see the mark is now remaining 40. So I'll give the question maybe draw skeleton and skeleton, a human skeleton, and name and label it. Okay, draw a well labeled human skeleton. Okay, so this one will attempt the student to do what? To draw, and then they upload the what they have drawn, either with a pen or what, and then they upload it. So I will do what? I'll give this question what? A number, maybe it is number what? Number 4. Okay, and I'll give it marks, maybe 40. I should take the remaining portion. So add question. So there we go. So here it is 10 mark, yeah, and it is 40. So I've finished setting my exam, and I can do what? I can save changes. Okay, so but this exam is not activated yet. It's not what? It's not activated. So a student cannot attempt it before it is activated. We can as well test that part. So let me activate this exam so that the student should be able to attempt the exam. So I click on what? Activate, and then say save changes. And then we see now the exam is what? Is activated. So after activating the exam, now it's time to go and test attempting the exam, because that's almost the final thing. So if you come to groups now and you come to this last group, you see that this last group has a what? Has one exam, which is here. Okay, so after making this, now let us log in as well as students, so that we should be able to do it to test the exam. So let me log out. Okay, so as students, I have already created student for testing. I have one called student underscore one. I hope that one I was added also in the group that we're going to test. So click on sign in, and then you see this is the dashboard for what? For a student. Okay, it's his dashboard or his navigation is not like that of the teacher, and some others are not working. Only the one which are important are the ones that are being implemented at the moment, and that is all exams as well as this. I mean, the dashboard is the one that is working. These others, all exam and the rest, will be implemented later because they just supplementary. But the basic part is the what? Is the exam management system. So I click on dashboard, and then you see a student will be able to preview their groups. So a student cannot be in one group if you want, or you can make it strictly one group at a time. So here student can preview their groups. Now you see this student was added to this simple group. So you click on what? On the group, and the email of the teacher, it is here. So in case the student want to contact the student, they can. A student want to contact the teacher, they can use this email. So let me click on view group. So I'm a student right now, and this is what I'll see. Okay, just like summary of the groups, and here we don't have action button like add course, add student. Why? Because this is a student, not a what? An administrator. Then you'll go to the section of what? The examinations, which is under down here, and you can see we're having one exam at the moment with code number 8, and it is having and the exam is what? Is not attempted yet. Okay, and the date when the exam will be done, it will be implemented here. In fact, I've not changed it, but it will be implemented here. And then the duration for exam, as well as what? As the pass mark, the maximum mark of exam. So if the student want to attempt this exam, we simply click here on what? On view, and then he'll be able to see the exam. Oh, there's some error. Let me fix this error in 1 minute. That error has just gone. In case that error shows, just refresh. The error will be gone. So I refreshed, the error was gone. So we can see attempting a simple exam midterm, and then here the student will have to enter the password. In fact, it's not supposed to be the word finish, it is supposed to be attempt exam. I'll fix it. It's supposed to be attempt. Let me fix it. Okay, I will fix it, but it's supposed to be attempt exam, okay, not finish exam. This finish exam will appear when the student is finishing the exam. Let me fix it right now. Okay, I fixed that problem. Yeah, it was just a logical thing. So you see, if the exam is not activated, this attempt button won't be active. Okay, so this is how the student will be previewing an exam. The exam detail, you see, you cannot edit anything, but you see it. Exam subject, the exam subject, the exam name. Now the password part is active because before the student does the exam, he must put the correct password that their teacher sent to them to confirm that they're right people to do exams. So when the exam will start, the duration of this exam, and then also the pass mark, the maximum mark and the pass mark, and the details of this instruction, and they cannot change anything. They're just previewing. The only thing they can change is the password. So we're going to attempt this exam because it's already active. As you can see, it is activated. So I'm going to put the password, which is of course 1234. Let's try to put a wrong password. So it's a attempt exam. You see, we enter the wrong password for the exam. So let's put a correct one and say attempt exam. So once you start attempting exam, the time will do what? Will start counting. You see, you cannot enter any more password, and this part is deactivated. And you can see the time has started counting. If I refresh, this time will keep on reducing. You started the exam at 5:12. In fact, that's my timing. Okay. So when there is a security. When you exit this window, they'll warn you. You are not allowed to quit this window while attempting an exam, and you'll be reported to your instructor how you quitted this window one time. So because I tried to quit this window, that's the security. So you see, it is refreshing, and then they'll tell me that I've quitted this window one time, and they'll report me. So that is a security part. So if I try to cheat, maybe I try to leave this window, maybe try to do another activity. Let us say click on another tab. When I click here, I'll get a warning that I've done what? I've cheated. I left this window 2 times. Let me try to go to another software. You see, when I go to this software, for example, you see the window will keep on warning me, and they will report me that I quitted this part 3 times. So that is part of security. So if the student keeps on quitting the window or leaving the exam many times, you can suspect that a student is that did the cheated. Okay, so that's it. So with that said, this will be the session of exam. They'll tell me that I'm attempting a particular exam. I'll see the summary here, and you can see I've used 1 minute, so it will keep on reducing until it is done. If I don't finish in time, the exam will automatically close. Okay, I hope you've understood there. So now we have to start attempting the exam. So you can see the questions are visible. The first question was an objective question, and the marks are here, and then I can answer. So let me say this is the correct answer, number 3. And then after answering, I have to save the question. I have to save my answer. Otherwise, if I don't save my answer and the electricity goes, I will lose the answer. So after answering the question, you save. Click here, and then you can see answer was saved successfully, and you can see this answer is now fixed there. Even if I refresh, the answer will remain fixed. Let me select this one as the answer, and maybe this one, and I save, and you see the answer is there fixed even if I refresh. And you can see the time is reducing now. 3 minutes, I've used 3 minutes, and remaining 57 minutes. And this time started counting when I put the password and say start attempting. So if the teacher locks or deactivates the exam from the other side, automatically this exam will be blocked. Okay, so remember these two were objective questions, and this is how we did them, and you can see there. Now number 3 was a structured question where a student is required to write an essay. So here I can write my essay. Not the spelling of essay. I don't know the spelling of essay. Okay, I can write the details of my question. Okay, I come with the quick details of the question. You see, when I leave the window, they warn me and they refresh me. So let me put the details of that question. I can press enter. I can write anything that I want. So in the details of this question, okay, and the teacher will be able to do what to review. I can even expand and add more in case the space is not enough. Okay, so After I finish entering, I have to save my answer, and my answer will be what? Will be saved. Okay, so that is the thing that you can see. Once I saved and I refresh, the answer will be there. Statically, it will not disappear. So another thing that I will do is the last question, which was about file uploading. Assume that the teacher wants us to upload a PDF, or he wants us to upload a written content, he wants us to upload an image, he wants us to upload something that we have written and take an image. So this is the section, the kind of question that you have to set. Here, draw and label skeleton. So I have to draw and take a picture and then upload it. So let me upload any file. So I click there to upload a file. Let me select here, maybe let me say PDF. It can be PDF, it can be PowerPoint, it can be anything, it can be a picture. So let me select here some PDF. Let me select this just for testing. Okay, so when you test, you should prepare some files that you will show to the teacher. Let me select this PDF. Okay, so after selecting, I have to click on what? On some of save. There's a problem. There's a problem. This thing of quitting the window is not allowing us to select a what? It's not allowing us to select a file. I'll see how I fix it, but that's how it is done. That's how it is done. In fact, I've not tested it, because when you try to select a file, that thing is redirecting to create a report. Okay, let me fix it. Okay, I'll fix it. Let me fix it. Okay, I'll fix it later, but the thing of redirecting is causing an issue. For now, let me comment it, but I'll work on it. Okay, so let me upload a file. I have to refresh one more time, and now let me upload a file. Let me say let me just get some PDF, some random PDF. Okay, but you have to create, when you're presenting, you have to prepare like a real answered question for your teacher to understand your concept. So let me select this PDF and then do what? I click on finish. So I click on save. Okay, so once I save, you see my upload is here. I can even view it, okay, because it's already saved. So if I want to view and confirm, I click here. I'll be able to see my upload, okay, that I've uploaded. So it can be anything, it can be a PDF, it can be a JPG, just an answer that it requires an upload. So those are 3 types of questions that we have, and we have already tested them. So after filling my exam, I can submit my exam. So to submit my exam, I just simply click on finish, and then my exam is now attempted. The exam was submitted successfully, and you can see here I have all the exams that I have to do, and these are the 2 exams. I cannot access them anymore. You see, if I click on all exam, it's where I can see all my exams, but I cannot do what? I cannot access these exams. Okay, sorry, yeah, these are few groups. Let me go to this group. You see I had one exam, and this example is now changed from the status of attempt to attempted but not marked. So when they will mark my exam, it will be showing here, see the results. Or after marking my exam and publish it, the results, then I'll be able to do what? To see the results from here. But right now I cannot do anything because I've just attempted the exam and it is not marked yet. So that's it. We can do exam, we can create exam, we can do everything. And my summary is, okay, now the last part is for the what? For the teacher to mark exam. That is not implemented yet, but it is the one that is coming next. I'm going to fix it today, so the teacher can log in. For example, put teacher 5 and password 3 4. the teacher will be able to log in. You see the courses that he's teaching and the exams that are there, and you'll be able to either modify the exams by adding the questions, and the teacher will be able to do it to mark the questions, and then the class teacher will be able to do it to publish the results of exams. Okay, but right now for the teachers, I've not implemented that section, but it's already said only the implementation is remaining. I'm going to implement it today. So that is it. I hope it was straightforward. You create students. It has three. The summary is the system has three different user levels: an administrator, a teacher, and a student. So we begin by creating these different users. After creating them, then you go ahead and create the what? And create subjects. After creating subjects, then you go ahead and create what? And create teachers. And after creating subject, you go ahead and create after creating subjects you go ahead and create students. After creating students, you go ahead and create a group. After creating a group, you add their subjects. After adding subjects, you add their students. After adding students in the group, now you can add exam. And when you create an exam for a particular subject in a group, then you can either activate it or deactivate it. And you've seen how we added question in an exam. So once you've created exam with these questions, then the student can go ahead and log in, and then they go to the groups, and then they select a particular group, and they preview the question that in that exam that in that group, and then they can attempt those exams as how I elaborated. So in the next video, I'll be showing the teacher's part, how the teacher can mark exam and publish the results. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful.